Okay, so tell us about the gym. Because we hear the buzz going around. There's going to be this new gym.
Oh my God.
New gym. Then all of a sudden, Claudine is attached to it.
Everywhere I go.
Did you sign up?
Yeah. But everybody's talking about it. Like, I went to 2 different get-togethers over the holidays, and everybody was like, y'all heard about Claudine's new gym? Like, it's not even Claudine's gym.
Right, it's her gym, right?
But everybody is like,
she's the face.
It's her gym.
Yeah.
So to the listeners, so we live in Inglewood, California, which has very limited health and wellness resources. We've been a food desert. There's very small numbers of really great gyms to work out at. We don't have the typical Pilates studios and things of this nature, which is what brought me to starting these free workouts so that, you know, people who needed it could get it. And so we've been working out outside, and I was at my outdoor workout, and someone was waiting for me afterwards and came up and just said, hey, we're building a gym. And I said, oh, that's amazing. I'd love to teach a class or 2. No, boo, we don't want you to teach a class or 2. We need your input. We need your, we need you.
Look at these plans.
Here's your hard hat.
Here's your hard hat.
Here is your hard hat.
And so I'm sharing that with you guys because I could have easily have talked myself out of it.
Right.
And my husband is a very cautious person. He is cautious in all that he does. And I'm thankful for that because as we were talking about finance, to have a cautious person on their finances. So my husband is very cautious, and he's cautious financially, and I'm thankful for that because that has helped us stay in a situation where I don't need a job. So when they approached me and said, hey, but we need you to work with us, and I was like, I don't really need a job though.
Yeah.
Right? And so when I presented it to my husband, like, I may actually have a job, like a job,
Like
my
a
first jobby job,
Yeah.
after not working a real jobby job for years.
For
And
what, 20 years?
20 years. My husband and I have also invested in real estate, so we have our own business as well. And so anyways, that being said, he was like, are you sure you want to do this? And I was like, not really, but I'm gonna do it anyways. I wanna do it anyway. And so anyway, so the gym is getting close to being finished. It's a luxury fitness facility right here in Inglewood, which we have never had. It's gonna have a rooftop pool, 5 fitness studios, a full performance room where you can do squats and booty work, since you love talking about the booty. But I'm super excited to just be on the ground level of this. That for me, it feels like a job that was literally created to utilize all the gifts that I already use in my day-to-day life.
Wow. So is it going to be just for the Inglewood location, or are they trying to use you like going forward in other locations?
You know, they only, so I should probably give you a little backstory. So the gym is not like a chain. It's not like a chain gym like you.
Oh, okay. They have one in Long Beach, right?
So I've been working out of the Long Beach location while the Inglewood, but they only have this Long Beach location. It's
other one.
Are they modeling this one after the
similar?
Okay.
Similar.
Because I hear it is going to be so fabulous.
Oh,
it's
going to be fabulous. It's going to be fabulous.
Ooh.
So, but saying that to say it's privately owned. So it's not like, you know, there's a lot of corporate hoops you would be jumping through in a normal kind of chain style gym. But because it's privately owned, I have a relationship with the owner.
Okay.
So it's it's a whole different ball game.
Yeah. Ooh.
Okay, so we can go
excited.
on and on with all your things. But now you're on KFI.
I know.
My goodness.
I love it. It's been so
How did that come about? And what are you doing?
What am I even doing with it? I don't even know. What am I doing? I have no idea. Like I said, I just keep on saying
The
yes.
doors just keep
I know.
opening.
They do. And to be honest with you, I'm not trapping. I'm not out here chasing. I'm literally just minding my own little business, doing what I love to do, doing what God has called me to do, serving my community, connecting with my friends, my loved ones, and my neighbors, and doors just keep opening. So the radio show is every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. and it's Mo Kelly, who has his own show. He's on the radio every night, Monday through Friday, 7 to 10. So when he asked me to come in the week of New Year's, he wanted to talk about New Year's resolutions, because that's a common, and this would not be the first time that someone asked me to come on their show or a podcast to talk about New Year's.
And do you already have a relationship with Mo Kelly?
No, he knew me from someone else.
Okay.
And so, but you are right, Camila. I know where you're going. Because she just asked, do you have a relationship? Because at the heart of most of the doors that are opening is because of the relationships that I have built, cultivated, and maintained.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Wow.
Maintain. And also put effort. That's the thing about a relationship.
Into building it.
You gotta nurture it.
You gotta nurture it. Not just your marriage, not just your kids, but
you gotta show up.
Gotta show up.
Yeah.
So in this case, it just so happened he knew someone who knew me, and then so he wanted me to talk about New Year's resolutions. I got on. It was a great segment, and the next day they were like, would you consider?
Wow.
I was like, absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah. But I also want to jump in and say this, because I love what you ladies are doing as far as shining a light on the wisdom of middle-aged mothers, and just the challenges we face, the obstacles we face, as well as the joys of being in middle age, right?
Absolutely.
And I do feel like a lot of times people get exhausted by the process. So one of the things for me is I'm in love with the process. Right? I'm in
the aging process?
Yes.
No.
Okay.
I'm in love with the process of just doing what I enjoy doing. You guys are doing a podcast. If you enjoy doing the podcast, whether one person looks at it or 1 million people look at it, if you love doing it, just keep doing it.
Absolutely.
Keep plugging away at it. Like I do content. I've been doing content since MySpace. I've been doing content my whole life, okay? But I'm saying that to say there was a time when none of my peers wanted to get on Facebook. I was on Facebook with 14 other people. But I bet you I was posting. I was posting on those to those 14 other people. Wasn't until years later, and me just like badgering people, like especially back in my hometown, like I want to see your kids, like get on Facebook, put some pictures up, and they're like, I don't want nobody knowing my business. Blah, blah, blah. I was like, girl, don't nobody care about your
As a culture, though, we are very private people.
Yeah.
Black people.
I was the same way. Like you talk about, us doing a podcast and doing things that we love. Nakia has been asking me for years to do a podcast, to do this with her. And was I coming from a place of fear? I was definitely saying no. I don't want to put my business out there. But when it was time, when I finally said yes, I was so ready that I had permission. And I'll say permission because a lot of what I talk about is my family. I have permission from my family, my husband, my children. But I was very much that way. Like, I don't want, even with Facebook, I'm very, like, I have this weird relationship with social media. And so when you kept asking me I
had that smooth voice. I didn't even know all these stories were in her.
You
I
did.
just wanted that
You
smooth.
did. You
oh
did.
yeah, when it came from the Christmas pajamas.
You said no.
That
You
was
said
the
my
beginning.
voice and my storytelling.
Yeah.
And my sense of humor. But
well, I'm going to ask you then, since you have the voice, you have the storytelling.
Oh, you trying to give me a radio job?
Yes! I'm just trying to figure out why you wouldn't want to put that up on Facebook. What's the hesitation on posting when you do have all this in you?
Because like you said, see, I said this at the beginning, because I'm shy.
Girl, because I'm shy.
Because I'm shy. So
Somebody told her that a long time
no,
ago.
no. And I will be very vulnerable in this moment, which I think I am always, because I have major anxiety.
Okay.
And so most of my decisions, my no's have been coming from a place of fear or concern or worry. What if this? What if that? That's why when our guest was on last week and we said, oh, give us a takeaway. And she said, what if it all works out?
Yeah. Wow.
And I mentioned that my therapist said that to me at one point, because I would always go in and say, well, I'm worried if I say this is going to happen. Why don't you talk to your husband about this? Because I'm worried if I say this is going to happen. Why don't you say this to your mom? Because I'm worried if I say this is going to happen. Why don't you do this because I'm worried. And so I was coming from a place of fear and anxiety. And I don't think I even knew, like growing up, I don't think I even knew that was there, because I was living in trauma. I was living in trauma. And so what happened when Nakia finally asked me, and I've talked about this before, is now in this place of my middle-agedness, and I say in my 50 and free, that and with my healing and with growth and with nurturing from my loved ones, I'm not moving in that space anymore. And so I'm able to say yes. I'm able to recognize all of the gifts that I have. I do know that that's a gift that I have, but I was moving in fear. And so now I say my 50 and free, because I am. I still am respectful, because a lot of it was, well, I need to be concerned about my husband's career and how I'm presenting myself.
Of course, and you do.
I need to be concerned. Right.
That's still, you can talk about stuff without talking about
absolutely.
that.
I had all of these things, but that was just an excuse for me to not put myself out there because of my anxiety. And so with perimenopause and with all of these things, it was just heightened, and I didn't recognize growing up that that's what was going on with me. I thought it was all just the trauma. But once I started treating that and understanding, then I have this sense of freedom now that I did not have before. So
How
yes.
about you though, Nakia? Because I know you had a podcast in you for a while before you started it. So what was the hindrance, or what was the hesitation for you about the podcast?
I think just timing and just stepping out there, and also making room for it, because I am busy. I do put my kids and my husband and my family first. So just carving out time for me was mainly the biggest hurdle, because this does take a lot. My kids set up most of it with my husband, but I think that they're enjoying the ride too. And it's nice for them to see me say, oh, I'm going to do something, and follow through and continue on. So I think that part of it is very rewarding, that they see, mom out here getting it done.
Yeah.
I've also been a people pleaser forever. So pulling off those layers of, not giving a shit anymore. Even to the point my dad listens to every episode, and I'm always like, oh, what's daddy gonna think? Don forever was like, send your dad, because he's in the industry, so he knows about sound and everything. I would not send him episodes. I was like, I don't want him hearing it.
Right.
She's like, send him the episode. But he couldn't be more proud.
Aww.
It doesn't have to be perfect, and I don't have to say everything. I can, be my authentic self, and it's okay. I don't have to be such a people pleaser. So that's a very freeing thing in this podcast round.
Yeah.
And how about you?
I've always wanted to do it. Nakia came to me with the idea, and I was like, yeah, I've been wanting to do that. And so I was just looking for somebody to do it with me.
Well, actually, remember when we did our very first episode, and we didn't launch until months after.
Later.
And a lot of it was like, oh, I'm not sure, trying to just figure out if it was going to be good or not. And then I was over here one time, and Camila was like, I'm worried about the podcast. Like, if we don't do it now, we're gonna miss the opportunity.
Yeah, because I wanted us to like
launch it.
Yeah,
Oh,
she was
okay.
just wasting time.
She put that fire like, if we don't do it now, we're gonna miss the opportunity. And when she said that, then we just started getting busy and busy and busy. Yeah. So that was you, like, what we doing? Because we did the episode and then we just
and we stopped.
It was a lull.
Yeah.
And then as soon as she said that, it just started popping, and we've been growing and everything's been great ever since.
Yeah.
So
You know, that reminds me of something. So two things that I wanted to kind of piggyback on. So the first thing is, when I used to work at the gym, the reason I say I've been in the gym industry for 31 years is because I did every job except teach a class. Okay, I was not about to get up there with no microphone talking about woo woo.
I can imagine you were timid or frightened about that.
It was not so much that. It was more so like, I don't feel like I could tell. I'm like 18, 19 working in the gym. I don't feel like I could tell a 50-year-old what to do. Like, how they gonna listen to me? You know?
But you command a presence though, right?
You. I'm also almost 50. So think of me as that 18, right. But someone did see something in me because I did like the class. I just didn't want to be the teacher. But someone was like, you could really be a good teacher. And I was like, no. And to the point where they paid for me to go get the certification.
Oh, wow.
But just like you guys, I had the certification and didn't teach a thing. Didn't teach a just holding the certification. Just got the certification and still working the front desk, got the certification.
Wow.
All of a sudden, someone didn't come to work to teach the class.
So it was like you were thrown in there.
And that day, I had been, and keep in mind, I might be in my early 20s at this point.
Yeah.
So, you know, anyways. I was a young, wild, and free person. So, with that being said, I was hungover, right? I was hungover. I'm gonna be honest. And so they said, Claudine, the lady didn't come to teach a body pump. You know, we know you got your cert, so go ahead. And I was like, me? Okay. So I go in, it's only like 6 or 7 people. So it wasn't like I was in a room full of, 100 people. So it was a little bit less intimidating, but I sure did put that mic on and said, all right, you guys, let's do these squats. And I know I'm going to get some of this choreography wrong and I'm hungover and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. So at the end, do you know half the class, like I said, it was only 6 people, but do you know half the class was like, girl, I'm hungover too. That started my style. Cause I was like, and it's not even a style. It's just, I'm just being a regular ass person. So I think so often people think, oh, my podcast has to be perfect.
Right.
And look, and the other thing too is because I sent you a little note like, hey, when you guys are podcasting, I can't hear her because you're louder than her and you guys need to give me
because we have been a work in progress.
Day one.
We had one mic in the middle of a table that we was all talking around. Like,
but you were supportive. I listened to that first episode. I was like, the good ones are on the way.
She sure did. She said, just we're still, making it work, right?
Yeah.
So, and that's the other thing too. I used to, at the end of my classes, I would say, if anyone has any feedback for me, just pull me to the side. Don't send an email to the manager. Just holler at your girl, because I'm not. One thing about me, I come from a huge family. I'm not like gonna take it to heart. You just tell it to me. If I want to accept it and want to apply it, I will. And if I don't, I'll just throw it in the trash. You know what I'm saying? But the second thing I wanted to say was regarding you guys doing this podcast and your children watching you pursue your dreams, right? Because I think so often our kids see us maybe working or taking them to sports or doing for them, or like you said, putting them first, but they're not seeing that their mom actually has a dream of her own. And that they can dream their dream too. That gives them permission when they get married, which we hope to be around to see all that, get married and have kids. They can pursue their own too, and still put their family first.
Yeah,
you know,
it's a balance.
So I'm happy for you guys.
Thank you. Yeah, that's one thing that I've admired about you, because I feel like you've always maintained a good balance of friends, family, God, you're still fun. I mean, not to say that you can't be fun and love God, but just
Girl, I be at the bar.
Right.
Listen to this. I be at the bar talking about. Look, I be at the bar talking about God with my beer in hand. That's what you gotta hear.
That's what I'm saying, the balance of it all. Because we were taught, well, at least I was early on, that you got to be one way. So to balance it is a great thing. You're very inspirational.
I think that's what it was for me too, being taught to be a certain way. And I always felt like my girlfriend time is my girlfriend time. Like I remember when Allie was on the first episode and she was like, no, we need Unhinged on. I'm like, oh no. That's not for the world.
That's not for the world.
That's for the girls. And so that was my thing too of there's so many ways to be. And I think for so long I was very, and so being able to release that and share it has been nice.
And so many people have embraced it.
Oh, really? Have they?
Do we get about that?
Well, you both can be true.
Yeah.
You can
Yes.
you can be a classy lady and you can
Yeah.
be
Yeah, like they
unhinged
say.
at times.
Free in Jesus.
Really.
Right. Like when I was vomited on the man's couch at the party.
No, Dawn. Oh my, we're too old for that.
That was the segment.
That's what it was.
I'm too old for this.
I'm too old for
Oh,
this. Like,
my
what am
God.
I doing?
No, but those hormones do a number on you because, like, I used to. So I don't drink any hard alcohol anymore. I only drink beer or wine. I know you asked if I drink wine. I prefer beer over wine, but I noticed a hormonal shift to where alcohol is not our friend.
No,
okay?
it's not. Especially not coming off of COVID. I was sick and
no,
man, no, it's
was
not. It's not my friend.
no.
It's not my friend.
But all in all, though, I do feel like people are more likely to relate to someone who is gonna be open and honest about whatever it is, anything, than they are to someone who is buttoned up and presenting a picture of perfection, right?
Okay, so just real quick to wrap it up, but real quick. Is there anything that you heard about aging that terrified you that you found out was nothing? Like, for instance, forever we were told mammograms are so painful. Oh my God, when you have to get your mammograms. And it turned out to be absolutely nothing.
Yeah,
it doesn't bother me at all. Is there anything that you were told?
To be honest, I would say even the narrative that aging is bad is the thing that I continue to disrupt.
Absolutely.
Right?
Disrupt. That's
Yeah,
good.
like I'm not going with it. I'm not believing in it. I'm not subscribing to it. And anybody who I follow on the internet who is like all obsessed with like trying to be younger than they are, I will unfollow in a minute, okay? I'm like, you're not gonna have me out here feeling no type of way. And that goes for anything, to be honest. It's not just aging, but I'm very much curating the content that I consume all day.
What about you guys? Anything?
No, I think
That's all true.
Well, mammograms do hurt, but I'm a person.
mammogram. No,
They don't hurt.
They will take our small boobs
Yes.
and just really smash them.
and they will take
But
my
it
big
was
boobs
such a
and smash
thing.
them
Like
too,
when you
and
get
they
your
do hurt.
mammogram, it's gonna be painful.
No, I think for me, maybe it goes back to like parenting. I want to just mention when you talked about parenting, I talk about how my kids are all so different, and what is nice for me now as a parent, as a middle-aged mama, is I'm able to enjoy my kids in a different way. I didn't think, I thought as I got older that it was just gonna be, I don't know what I was expecting.
Yeah.
But it's nice. And the other day I was with my son, I picked him up from school, and he had gotten in trouble at school. And I know, right?
He's marching at school.
That's
Right.
but that's the same thing I'm saying. And it was funny because I had a talk with one of my coworkers, and there was a young man who was getting in trouble trying to start a fight in the hallway and all that stuff. But he's one of my sweet kids. And I love as a counselor that I'm not a disciplinarian. So when everybody else is saying, oh, he's so bad, I'm like, no, he's such a little gentleman. He's so sweet. And if somebody were to say that about my baby, I'd be like, not my baby. Who are you talking about? So I had that same day that I had that incident with that kid, my son gets in the car and he's like, listen, let me tell you. And you talk about a storyteller. This boy, you know, Landon has been talking in full sentences since he was 1.
I sure do.
Okay, with his bow tie on. Okay.
With his actual bow tie on.
Absolutely. So he gets in the car and he said, let me tell you. He runs down this whole story about
Spanish
this
class?
teacher. Yeah, oh, you know. That's right. Your child is in the class as well. I need to hear the other side of the story. So listen, he's telling me, and he's hilarious. But as an educator, my first thing is always be respectful. Be You're not that. You don't do that. Stay in your place. Let us advocate. This young man says to me, I didn't feel like she was treating my friend right. And it's Black History Month.
No.
He said, on this month, you better.
He said, listen, you're not going to send
correct.
the 2 black boys out during Black History Month. When I told
take it
you,
very serious.
I started dying laughing.
That is
I
funny.
started dying laughing. So what I appreciate in this stage of my life with my relationship with my kids is that I don't have to be this old strict mom.
Right.
That I know that I have established a relationship with my kids, that I can trust them, that I have set them up to do what I know. He said, I'm getting ready. I'm about to write. He said, give me a note card. You got some index. He is ready to like write a defense for when he goes in and talks. He's like, I'm a straight A student. You wrote a note on here about me. Pleasure to have in class. And now I was just sitting there like, I've done my job.
You did
Yes.
That is when
That's
you
good.
when you were sharing that story. That is when you think about like getting older and everybody's it's gonna be hard.
I got a different story. Yeah.
It doesn't get any better.
Yeah.
It is. All of my kids are different.
Yeah.
I have a different relationship with them. But in this season, when I hear those conversations, or when my daughter calls me from school, I never felt worried. When we dropped her off in DC, I was like, I've done my job.
Yeah.
She's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
And so that's the part that I think I heard
Yes.
when they say, well, wait till
till
they
they
get
teens.
wait till they get to be this. So I've been waiting. I mean, one is giving me a little taste of the wait and see. I'm getting a little taste, but that part I was expecting it to be different,
So
and
true.
it's been so lovely.
Yeah.
It has. It's been lovely. So this part of it, I'm still waiting for them all to be gone, so I can have my time with my men. But all of those things, with my men. But that's the part I think for me that I thought about, like, oh, it's gonna just keep getting worse.
Yeah.
These terrible twos, like it's just gonna keep getting worse. But it hasn't.
Yeah.
It hasn't. You know.
It's like this rain, right? So they've told us it's going to be a torrential rainstorm.
Right.
But look at outside right now, you guys. It's like, that's rain, but that's not.
It's
Not
like-
torrential.
It's
not like
If you've lived in any other climate besides Southern California, this right here is a typical day, right?
Right.
But it's the same
Till
thing.
you get in the 405.
Well, you just drive nice and slow in that slow lane,
right,
Granny,
exactly.
okay? Just be right
Take
over
your
there.
middle age.
Take your
right on the
middle-aged
edge.
tail right over there in that slow
Listen,
lane.
I'm in the fast lane with my car on sports mode. Okay.
Oh, okay, ma'am.
Slow down.
But one thing I was going to say is I do think, like, even the aging narrative, the parenting teens narrative, the
Yes.
single mom narrative,
Right.
you get to subscribe or unsubscribe.
Claudine.
Yes.
Good gems.
Yes.
So
I like
Have a
that.
way with
Subscriber.
words. Okay, we have 2
I'm gonna
quick
use
things.
that.
Because I know the world is waiting for you.
You know they are. I got the
We're going to do a quick little wrap around because everyone knows your social media presence and everything that you say. But there's some things that people don't know about you. So just tell me one or the other. You ready?
Yeah, right.
Okay, MJ or Prince?
Prince.
Cat or dog?
Neither.
49ers or Chiefs?
Neither.
Oh, chocolate or vanilla?
Chocolate.
Tupac or Biggie?
That's a tough one. I'm going to go with Pac.
Ooh.
TikTok or IG?
Gosh. I don't like these these questions. I like them both, but I'll say I spend more time on IG.
Okay, Mary J or Beyonce?
Mary J all day.
Burpees or pull-ups?
Burpees for me.
And that is Claudine Cooper. We have one quick thing.
Okay.
We contacted some people because you are the princess or the queen or whatever. I don't know what they call you of Inglewood.
I don't know.
They unanimously decided to honor you.
What? How in the world?
From the California legislator, certificate of recognition to Claudine Cooper.
Oh my goodness. Thank you guys. This is beautiful.
Dawn, read it to her.
Oh,
Dawn,
wow. Nice. See, you're lucky I don't have on my contacts because I wouldn't be able to see it. California Legislature Assembly Certificate of Recognition presented to Claudine Cooper on behalf of the California State Assembly. It is my pleasure and gratitude that we present you with the Certificate of Appreciation for your outstanding work and invaluable contributions to our community. Your unwavering dedication and tireless contributions to the happiness, health, and fitness have significantly impacted the lives of countless families within our community. This says December 17th because
that was our original ship date.
That's okay. This was pre-COVID from all of us.
That's great.
Congratulations.
Thank you so
Congratulations.
You know, I will say this, it's hard for me to receive any type of recognition when I know that I'm doing work that brings me so much joy, so much peace, and also helps others. This is in service. Those of us who do service, we really don't like a lot of,
but it's necessary.
But I am trying to get better at just saying thank you and just moving along.
That's right.
Thank you so much for coming to chat with us, Claudine.
Thank you so much.
You can find her everywhere. All over the city.
But the easiest way to find me is ClaudineCooper.com.
Thanks again.
Thank you guys. I
Thank
appreciate
you guys for tuning in. Catch us on YouTube. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And we'll catch you in the next episode. Bye.